Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with a very quick pick a card reading for the full moon and lunar eclipse that's going to be happening November 19th, 2021. So this reading was highly requested. We had to stop the readings that were being uploaded to get to this guided meditative message, and we are doing a pick a card because I just felt that a pick a card reading would be appropriate for this beautiful event that's going to be happening on the 19th. We have three groups. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3, and I also have these crystals and this sea stone to help you guys intuitively choose. So before we jump into the pick a card section, I'm going to make sure to have the timestamps down below if you want to skip through what this full moon means to us before I get into the pick a card. I'm just going to start talking about the full moon, the eclipse, and what it all means. Now keep in mind, these pick a card readings are general messages. Not everything I say is going to resonate, but just grab what resonates and I hope there's a message in each of these groups, and you may be called to pick just one, you may be called to pick two, you may be called to pick all, you may resonate with a specific crystal but only want to pick one group. Do what your heart is telling you to do, because that is your intuition speaking to you. And if you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Bianca, but most people know me as Miss J, and welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do monthly horoscopes, celebrity readings, and pick a card readings like this one. So let's get into what this full moon in Taurus means during Scorpio season, and it's also a lunar eclipse. That's a doozy. That's a lot energetically. And basically with this full moon in Taurus, the reason why this full moon is going to be so special is because it is the first Taurus eclipse we've had in the year 2021. And it's also signifying that we are in a new eclipse cycle. So from here on out, we're going to be entering a new era of lunar eclipse energy, which is pretty cool. Yes, let's get into it. So we have the first group. The first group is Smoky Quartz. This is the first group. Smoky Quartz for group number 1. We have a regular sea stone. Well, she's not regular at all. She's unique and she's beautiful. We found her in the ocean. This is group number 2, our sea stone. And then we have group number 3, our flower agate. Group number 1. Your full moon message for group number 1. If you have chosen this group, this message is for you. One more time. If you chose group number 1, you have chosen the Smoky Quartz, and the Smoky Quartz can bring in purification and also detoxing, and it amplifies your energy. So if you chose this, maybe you have been feeling a little bit tired or you've been feeling a little bit worn down. So we're going to see what are the messages that are coming in for group number 1 that you need to hear. We have Ganesh. I felt called to use Ganesh, and I'm sure you guys can just appreciate the artistry of this oracle. And what is the message that is coming in from the god Ganesh, the Hindu god Ganesh? Enlightenment. Enlightenment is your card, group number 1. Enlightenment. Feel like you guys are going to be having a lot of realizations and epiphanies during this full moon. A lot of self-reflecting is coming in for you guys. So let's get some more messages. We also have expect a powerful change. Okay? Expect a powerful change. And it's an eclipse. And we're experiencing an eclipse on the 19th. So group number 1, you are getting clarity where clarity is needed. The next energy message, meditation, is showing up for group number 1. Love that. Let's move you right here. So let's do your flower message, trust, the carnation, and take time for yourself, the tulip. So these are the messages coming in for you guys. And then we're going to be pulling some oracle cards to kind of piggyback off of this amazing energy and bring in more messages. Group number one, I do feel that you have been waiting for change and you have been waiting for a fresh new start. So a lot of you are in this space of looking at your finances, looking at where you live, looking at your relationship dynamics. And I feel that a lot of you have actually outgrown a lot of the connections or maybe even your job. You've outgrown this energy. So you are changing for the better. Or maybe group number one, a lot has happened to you that has forced you to change. Group number one, I'm getting a sense that a lot of you have dealt with a form of loss, losing someone, losing a job, or losing something that you were not expecting to lose this year. But with everything that you've lost, you have reached this level of enlightenment. Hence why the enlightenment card is here. It's like you had to go through this to understand why. So I feel that you guys have actually been doing shadow work, or you have been looking at yourself and really holding yourself accountable to things that you need to change, because now the change is here. All of the effort towards putting into yourself, all of the effort towards doing what is best for yourself, it's starting to pay off. And on the 19th, it's going to be more so of a completion of those lessons that you have learned this year. What did you gain from this? What was the lesson here? How can you apply this for years and years to come, where you don't repeat this again, where you don't make this mistake again? The change that you want, the powerful change that you've been praying for, are you ready for it? Are you ready to step in? So this feels very good. This feels like, you know what? This is no longer good for me, or this is no longer speaking to me, but I'm going to manifest and pray for what I do want to align with me, what I do want to be a part of my life, what I do want to be an everyday thing for me. So I'm expecting powerful changes with the Eclipse card here, but I'm in a space of being still, or in going inward and waiting for things to come towards me. Now, group number one, there's also an energy of a lot is going to be coming towards you. So because there's a lot of change that's happening, a lot is going to be happening around you. Okay, and it could feel a little bit overwhelming, or the decisions that you have to make is also very overwhelming. You're probably getting ready to buy your first home. You're stepping into a new relationship. You're walking away from a new relationship. Whatever that this is a big major change. And Spirit is saying to be still. Be still during this full moon. This full moon feels like it's going to make you tired, actually. It feels like you're not going to be manifesting per se, but you're going to be doing a lot of releasing. So everybody's experience with the full moon is going to be different. But definitely for group number one, I just don't see you guys manifesting. Not that you shouldn't, but there's this vibe of, I've been manifesting all year. I've been putting this into intention all year. Or I've been putting in the work. I've been in prayer. I am going to just be at rest. I'm going to take care of myself because I've been putting in the work. So when you say you've been putting in the work, it could be, I have been losing weight and I've reached my goal, but you know what? Tonight, I'm going to have some brownie and ice cream. You know what? I've been working diligently every single day, but you know what? Tonight on this full moon, my self-care, my meditative ritual is going to be watching a movie that I enjoy, or watching a movie that I've never seen. I'm going to have pleasure in my life. I'm going to do these things for myself. So I feel like group number one, there's definitely this vibe here of, when we think of meditation, we think about, sitting in a meditative position and going, Om, and not dismissing that, because there's power in that. And that's how a lot of people meditate. But meditation doesn't have to be doing that, because not everybody has mastered that meditative muscle. Meditation could literally be you're cooking your meal from beginning to end in silence, and you're eating your meal in silence, and your phone is away from you. So you're not being distracted and you're enjoying the moment. Okay. So I feel like during this full moon, it's going to be very important to have moments to yourself, because I got news for you. There are big changes that are here, that are presenting itself to you. And you got to prepare yourself for that. You got to prepare yourself for what this is. And this is the blessing, or the manifestation that you've been setting, or the blessing that you've been praying for. So God didn't miss your address. The opportunity is here. So because the opportunity is here, this full moon is saying it is okay to rest. You have done enough. It is okay to take time for yourself. You have literally been on the ball all year. So remember to do for yourself and to take care of yourself under this full moon. So my group number one's taking long bubble baths could be a vibe. And when we think about a ritual, people think it has to look spiritual or it has to look like a whole thing. And there's nothing wrong if it does, but a ritual could literally be, I'm going to sit in front of this mirror and put my makeup on and listen to music. And I'm going to take myself out to dinner and eat alone under this full moon. That in itself is very meditative and it's a ritual because you're doing this for yourself and you are with yourself as you are doing this. Okay, so I would say for group number one, there's this energy of taking time for yourself. The tulip card is here, and trusting that everything is going to work in your favor because you have the new moon eclipse in your reading. But it's interesting because we're going through an eclipse and then you've reached enlightenment. You've realized what is no longer working for you. So group number one. And then you pick the smoky quartz, which has a lot to do with cleansing, protection, and amplifying your energy and amplifying manifestation. Okay. What is the energy surrounding group number one? I just heard a cycle is ending. Be proud of yourself. A cycle is ending. Celebrate yourself. Okay. We have foundation and achievements. I feel that group number one is you're going to hear good news this week, maybe even next week, because we know the lunar energy can last up to 3 days after the full moon and the eclipse is out. You're going to be hearing good news or you're going to be receiving closure. Closure is another thing that's important here. So this is why Spirit is calling on you to rest, because you could be getting closure or something is finally completing itself. You could be finishing school. You could be There's just something, there's an ending here. There is an ending here. And because there's an ending here, you're being called to be still. You don't have to run the race. You don't have to understand why it's happening. It's just be in the moment and take care and do for yourself because you have been working very hard. Group number one. Recognition and reward. So again, you're hearing good news. Group number one is going to be hearing good news. Group number one is getting a reward. Group number one is also getting recognition for all that you guys have sacrificed and done so far. So because of that, you have nothing else that you have to do. So this full moon actually feels like a nod to you, a nod to your higher self. I did it. I conquered it. I have handled my shadow self. I have worked on my triggers. I have saved the money that I have to save. I have helped everybody that I need to help. Now it's time to just take care and do for me right now. And it's also time for me to receive. It's time for me to build. And then power. Step into your power, group number one. Step into your divine essence, group number one. You got this. Group number one, I also feel that this is going to be a great moon for you to do a lot of intuitive work. So if you're intuitive or you're clairvoyant or you like to, maybe get visions during your dreams or premonitions and things of that sort, this is going to be a good moon for you to do that because you're being called to be still. You're not really being called to do too much. You're being called to be still and enjoy these moments with yourself. So that's important for group number one during this full moon in Taurus and lunar eclipse during Scorpio season. Okay. So loudly, Spirit is saying you need to just rest. So loudly, rest and rejuvenate yourself. So this is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence that right now you're being called to slow down. And this is going to bring harmony that you've been waiting for. Okay? Now, another thing that I'm also seeing for group number one is love can be deepening for you. Connections and speaking from the heart is also a theme here. Pull another card. Emotional withdrawal is also here. So here's the thing. For some of you, love is deepening or understanding one another is a theme here. But then just like this whole message, you're emotionally withdrawing from this because again, I have given so much energy to it. I have done everything that I could. And now it's time for me to do for myself. So group number one, do not be apologetic in choosing yourself and doing for yourself. Okay, the best thing that you can do right now is to honor your truth and to be honest with yourself. That's the best thing that you can do going forward. But I will say for group number one, this moon may be a doozy because it is in Scorpio season when we are addressing our shower hour. Now, I will say this moon may be a bit of a doozy because it is in the Scorpio season when we are addressing our shadow side or parts of ourselves that we are trying to ignore. And this is that Scorpio energy bringing this to your attention. So this is another reason why being still is going to allow you to see the things that you have not been seeing within yourself, right? This is what Scorpio season brings. And I feel like group one is going to really be affected by more of the scorpionic energy of this season, more so of the Taurus energy of the full moon, even though the Taurus full moon is what's calling on you to do your self-care rituals and taking care of yourself and being with yourself, cooking home cooked meals or ordering wholesome food, watching movies that feed your soul, having sensual moments with yourself. That's going to be a theme here. But I feel like maybe this energy is going to trigger you to look into doing deep inner work, okay? So while you're being encouraged to really enjoy the things that you love, which is that sensual side of yourself, you're also being called to dig deep and to heal things that you have to heal, or at least you're working towards it. Again, not all of you are going to be doing shadow work, but it could show up for you guys. And if it doesn't, you're definitely just, all you have to do is rest. Really, truly, honestly, you have done enough. Group one, you have done enough. You work very hard. You carry a lot on your back. And it's just time for you to do you. It's time for you to level up in those ways of evolution, but it's going to require you to let go. It's going to require you to release. So while other people could be manifesting, you are definitely releasing. So this is a beautiful time for you to journal, to sit with yourself, and to just have moments with yourself. So my group number ones, do for you, take care of you under the full moon in Taurus during the lunar eclipse. If you would like to manifest, you definitely can. But from what I'm seeing, you have manifested and done enough. And your prayers have already been answered. But again, if you feel like I need to say this again, then say it again. But Spirit is saying you don't have to do much. You can literally just say a prayer and go about what will bring you joy and fulfillment and happiness. And that's really just doing what relaxes you and what soothes you. That in itself is giving back to you. That in itself is helping you manifest what you need to manifest because you're in the space of relaxing so you are able to receive. You're not in panic. So don't panic. You don't have to panic. You're doing an amazing job. And you're going to be receiving a lot of praise and recognition at your work life and your career life and deepening of relationships in your personal life. Or you could be withdrawing from relationships because you've reached enlightenment and you've realized that this is no longer good for me. I'm releasing. I'm letting go. I'm letting this go. I'm letting this expectation go. So that's what I'm seeing for group number one. I hope this message resonates with you all. And please let me know if you chose group number one and how this message resonated with you. And I am so happy for you guys. Don't forget to just love on yourself and do what is best for you. Okay? And I will talk to you guys later. Mwah. Bye. Group number two. If you have chosen this group, this is your full moon in Taurus and lunar eclipse message. This message is going to resonate or it may not even. You can always choose a different group if this was just not speaking for you. If you chose group number two, you have chosen the sea rock that we found when we were in the ocean. And I always love collecting these. I love collecting seashells and sea rocks and things of that sort. So if you actually chose this the stone, then definitely there's a vibe here of cleansing and purification that's showing up for you guys. If you chose this, then you definitely want to release and you want to purge, and I love that for you. So we're going to be working with, of course, the god Ganesh. I felt called to use the Ganesha oracle. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but he's just one of my favorites, and I love Ganesha's energy, and I hope you guys love his energy as well, of removing obstacles and bringing in blessings and abundance. So make sure you, of course, take a deep breath and center yourself as you are receiving these messages. Remember, not everything will resonate, but grab what speaks to you. So, wholeness. Wholeness is the message that you receive, group number 2. And look how beautiful this card is. Group number 2, you have chose wholeness. So as you look at this card, what does that mean to you? And then it's also activating the heart chakra. So group number 2, you could be dealing with matters of the heart. This moon could trigger that for you. Oop, Scorpio moon is time to release negativity. And I just said that this group is more than likely purging and releasing and detoxifying. Literally just said that. Let's see. The next card, golden memories. Golden memories is now we're going to pull 2 flower oracles. You are healed. Okay, so while group number 1 was being called to maybe do a little bit of shadow work, group number 2 has already been releasing and purging so much. And then we have the smile card. If you chose group number 2, I actually feel that the past few months have been very difficult for you. And it's been difficult for you because it's been very emotional. I do feel that group number 2, there's definitely a vibe here of I have been through a lot. I am healing from heartbreak. I am healing from all that has happened to me. I am learning from my mistakes. I am not broken. I am whole. What tried to break me didn't break me. What tried to destroy me didn't destroy me. Or maybe I did fall apart. I did break. I did lose myself. But every single day I'm working like hell to come back to myself. I'm finding myself again. I'm falling in love with myself again. I am restoring my confidence within myself. And that is so, it's definitely appropriate for the fact that the Scorpio moon card came up for you, because this is speaking about you recognizing and remembering your power and remembering who you are. So it definitely feels like I've been broken. Yes, it's true. But I have also rebuilt myself, and I'm no longer broken, because all of those moments that made me break, it created this energy for me to look deep within myself so I can be whole, so I can be me, so I can do what is best for me, so I can shine, so I can ascend, so I can heal. So group number 2, you're healing. And as a matter of fact, for the rest of our life, we're going to be healing. For the rest of our life, we're going to be recovering, because we're never going to get over people that we lose, especially if it's because they have crossed over. We are never going to get over these things. Hence why we are going to be healing every single day. And every single day it will get better. So group number 2, if you are grieving, it gets better. Okay? And if you are still processing things that have happened, you have been doing much better than you were before. So pat yourself on the back, give yourself a round of applause for the fact that where you started is not where you're at right now. You have taken more steps than you even realized. So when you thought that you were going to give up, you didn't. So this full moon is going to be very purging and releasing for you, because group 1 had to do some shadow work there and sit with themselves. But group number 2, you have done the shadow work, or you are still in it deeply. You are still addressing your triggers and the things that bother you. Or maybe you're looking into addressing these triggers and addressing yourself and looking at yourself. and holding yourself accountable for anything that could have happened or what you could have done better. And that's scorpionic energy right there. So with Taurus being the full moon energy, remember that it's also important to give yourself a round of applause and to love on yourself, because Taurus energy is very indulging and self-care and grounding and doing things that bring pleasure. Okay? And I feel that you guys actually have more of the Taurus energy that you need to just step into. You could even be a Taurus, but you have to really just enjoy yourself and have fun with yourself. So this is definitely a vibe here. Now, the fact that you received a lot of yellow in your spread, this is also speaking about your confidence and you're just coming out in joy and happiness. You've been in sadness for a long time, or you've been in this energy of deep searching for a long time, and that's beautiful. That purple indigo energy is gorgeous. But let's step into some sacral chakra, some solar plexus, some root chakra energy even. Let's work on the lower part, because a lot of you are too much on the top, but you have to be more on the bottom. Your heart chakra and down needs your undivided attention. Okay? Your confidence, how you love, feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling secured. That's going to be an energy here. So this is a good time for you to actually manifest joy and manifest the things that you want to bring towards you. Manifesting abundance, manifesting prosperity, manifesting, I'm going to say it, manifesting great sex, manifesting a new relationship that's going to bring a lot of sensual pleasure, because you know what? Again, a lot of you, I feel like a lot of you are single, and a lot of you have been putting the work. A lot of you have been doing what you got to do to survive and doing the best that you can, but it's okay if you want to set the intention for pleasure, for love, for intimacy. Because remember, we're still in Scorpio season, and Scorpio energy loves that shit. They loves passion. And I feel like you guys are craving that. You guys want that. And there's nothing wrong to have that. I feel that for group number 2, manifesting intimacy, pleasure, and the joys of life is going to be a theme for you, okay? I feel that you guys have been a little bit too much into shadow work or too much into the darkness, which I love that. Not against it. Or maybe you're too much in the pain of it all. Now it's time to celebrate the joy. It's time to celebrate you. It's time to do for you. It's time to honor you. You're so important, and you have to remember joy and bliss is it's like some of the best experiences we can have in the human experience. Like, we have to incorporate that more than we're incorporating pain, heartbreak, sadness, depression, all of these words that, it sucks to hear it, but these are emotions that us humans go through. And even if we're dealing with things, we're still grieving, we're still processing things, we feel broken, and we're doing our best to build ourselves up again. This is a beautiful time, group number 2, for all of you to set the intention to bring in, like I said, more joy, more bliss, more happiness. I just saw Oshun. I don't know if any of you love Oshun or know of Oshun, but Oshun is the goddess of the sweet rivers and laughter and happiness, right? And love. And without all of that, the world will go into chaos. There is a story about Oshun, actually, so let's talk about that. The story of Oshun, it's saying she is the goddess of sweetness, the rivers, and happiness and bliss. But I guess all of the Orishas one day said that Oshun wasn't needed. We don't need Oshun. We don't need her. All she does is laugh and, joy, and we don't need that. We don't need Oshun. So Oshun heard that and said, okay, bet. Next thing you know it, the river stopped. Because she's the goddess of the rivers. The river stopped. Everybody was getting sickness. Everybody was angry. There was more bitterness. It was to the point that all of the Orishas, or everybody, was trying to find Oshun. We have to find Oshun. We have to apologize to her, because guess what? We need her. It's been too bitter. We need her. They apologized, and Oshun came back, and joy, laughter, bliss, and the river started flowing again. Laughter, happiness, and joy is important and essential to manifestation in life. So this is what you actually need to be setting the intention for, to bring in more happiness for yourself. Because if you're already telling yourself that you don't deserve happiness, or you're never going to be happy because this person isn't here, or because you didn't get that, then you're not whole. You're still broken. So it's like, work on building yourself up. And a lot of you have, but a lot of you are still kind of stuck and feeling a little stagnant. And this is that message to encourage you to pick yourself back up again. Okay? You need joy, you need love, you need laughter, you need bliss, you need sex, you need good food, you need a good time, you need a good laugh, you need to listen to good music, drinking great wine in moderation though, because we have also the moon, I believe, is I forgot, but Jupiter is doing his thing up there, and Jupiter can always do more than it should. So we can tend to overindulge or overdo something, so try to do things in moderation. And if you feel the need to overgive or overbuy or overdo for yourself, this is a great time for you to give back to charity, because Taurus is also a very charitable sign. They do give back a lot because they are always giving to themselves. So that being said, it is perfectly safe to manifest happiness and bliss and love. This is the moon for you to do this, group number 2. You've done enough of the dark shit. It's great, it's beautiful, but let's get a little happy. Okay? Let's bring some happiness here. Because if you're going to manifest happiness, watch it be a theme for your year to come. Okay? So let's pull some messages for group number 2. What does group number 2 need to hear for their highest good and protection? A positive movement forward is showing up for group number 2. A positive movement forward. Okay. 1, 2, stop. Moving on is a message for group number 2. Solitude is a message for group number 2. So your spirit guides are asking you during this full moon, this is going to be a beautiful time for you to be alone with yourself and to do beautiful, indulging things for yourself. So I feel very good for group number 2. And seeking wisdom, reading a good book, taking care of you, doing for yourself. Your flower message, you are healed and your prayers have been answered. You also receive smile more. And then we have the golden memories, which I love the illustration of this card, excuse me. I love the illustration of this card, and I want to read it to you guys, but I'm going to pull up one more card for you all that you need to hear for group number 2. Material harvest. Yes. So manifest your bliss, move forward, take those steps towards a happy new beginning. I want to read the Golden Memories card. I'm going to read it from the book. It's saying to you, this card has appeared in your reading to help ease your fears and concerns about your future and the future of our planet. All that is occurring in your life and in the world around you is happening for a positive reason, even if it can come off as negative. There is a higher purpose to all of the events in life. Visualize peace and love in your meditations and joy. I literally been saying joy all this time. One must have faith, even though at times you can make no sense of what is happening. Trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that peace will ever be possible. The doom and gloom, Lord, did I not say that we're too much in the gloom, we're too much in the shadow? We got to get into the light. We got to step into the light. Group number 2, sunbathing. So on the day of the full moon, step outside and just sunbathe. Be in the sun. You're going to feel so much better. Even though it's a full moon event, still sit in the sun. Now, I know with the eclipse, you're not supposed to look at the eclipse. You can't do that. It's going to really hurt your eyes. But I'm talking about when the sun is just being the sun up there, sunbathe. Take more vitamins, take more supplements, eating more fruits and vegetables, just really nourishing your body is important for group number 2, because you've been too much in the dark. No, you've been too much in the dark. Okay? You are safe and forever held within love's embrace, part of the eternal spirit which can never be destroyed. All is eternally held in the loving hands of God. All that is, the current storm will clear and reveal the light that exists in your heart. You can be of great assistance to those around you at this time by showing faith and remaining positive about the future going forward. Trust, for all is exactly as it should be. So that is your message for group number 2. And group number 2, I feel that back of the deck energy, you have been suffering. You have been dealing with a lot. You have been going through a lot. But for this full moon, make sure that you're just manifesting happiness. Okay? Set the intention for happiness. Set the intention for bliss, because Spirit does not want you to suffer alone anymore. They don't want you to suffer in silence anymore. You are being encouraged to be in bliss. That is what's important. Okay? A lot of you have been dealing with loss, but you have forgotten joy. A lot of you want happiness, but you're still being bitter. Okay? You're imbalanced. So this moon is calling on you to balance yourself out. Okay? So I hope that you guys receive the message here. And I want you guys to be happy. Remember, your happiness is essential to manifesting the life that you want. Because if you're not happy, you're not going to be happy about the blessings that do come in. So work on your happiness day by day. Even if it's just for like 5 minutes, do something that makes you happy every day. You don't got to stay in the funk. Okay? Smile, sunflower. The universe is giving you a sunflower. Anyways, I love you guys. Let me know how you guys felt about this message for group number 2. I would love to hear your input. And thank you for the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I deeply appreciate all of it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Group number 3. Hi, group number 3. If you chose this group, you were probably guided to choose it because maybe number 3 is your favorite number, or because you love flower agate, or this crystal was calling you. Flower agate is all about blossoming and blooming into who you need to be. It's a very grounding, loving, self-loving energy. So if you have chosen group number 3, I do feel like this is going to be messages surrounding love. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Keep in mind that this is a general message. Not everything I say is going to resonate, but this is just supposed to help you utilize the energy that's coming up with the lunar eclipse and the full moon that is happening in Taurus. So with the full moon that is happening in Taurus, followed by the lunar eclipse, and it's all happening under Scorpio season, major transformation is on the horizon for all of us. But what I feel is that love and deep intimacy will be a theme in this moon as well. So expect relationships to deepen during this time, if all is well. But if, let's say, you have been dealing with some ups and downs in your relationship, expect to dig deep as to why, and expect to do a lot of releasing if it's not really helping you grow or nourishing you. But I have a feeling that this deck is going to be very love-filled. Group number 1 was very about being still and going inward and doing some shadow work. Group number 2 is talking about heal yourself and pull yourself together and be happy, be in bliss. But group number 3, this feels like it's going to be targeting love for you. Okay, so we're going to be working with Ganesha, the goddess Ganesh. I hope I said his name correctly, but if I didn't, please correct me in the comment section. He is one of my favorite Hindu gods, and I love his energy because he removes obstacles and brings in abundance and happiness. So the card that you receive is Surrender. This is your card, group number 3, surrender. So what does this message mean to you? So when you saw the word surrender, what came to mind? And whatever that came to mind is, in fact, your truth. Okay? Surrender. What are you being called to surrender to? The next message that is coming in for group number 3. Ooh, we have the Taurus new moon. Prosperity lies ahead. I can't make this shit up. Are we not going through a Taurus full moon? Excuse my language. I'm really trying not to cuss so much during these pick a card readings, but it just slipped out. This is not a coincidence. The next message is intention. Intention is showing up for group number 3. Love the illustration of these cards, by the way. The flower message, open your heart. I said love was coming up. Open your heart. And then signs from heaven. And then we're going to be pulling some oracle cards as well to just give us some more messages. But these are the cards that came up for you guys. Messages from your spiritual team, from your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. Group number 3, I feel that honesty is going to be a theme for you this full moon that is happening November 19th. And even if the full moon is not out and you're watching this video years later or months later, there is a message for you here. And everything is happening for a reason, and you were brought here for a reason. Surrendering can be very hard because we as people like to be in control of things so we don't get hurt, we don't get burnt, we don't get taken advantage of. So surrendering means that you have to give trust and have faith in a situation that is going to be working out for you. Surrendering is an act of just, I trust you. And I feel like group number 3, you have trust issues. Can't even fault you for that, can't even be mad at you for that, and there's no judgment here. Because your trust issues and you not really trusting certain things is due to the trauma that you've experienced in the past of people breaking your trust. Right now, what Spirit is showing me is a girl at the pier and somebody is in the ocean, like a mermaid or something is in the ocean. I come up with a lot of analogies and scenarios, so bear with me. There's a mermaid in the ocean and the mermaid is saying, jump in, you're safe, I will take care of you. You're good. But you're at the pier, this little girl is at the pier and it's like, or this little boy is at the pier and he's like, I don't trust you. You look like a mermaid, but then I jump in and then you become this demon monster thing. Or you may say that you're going to be here for me, but then you're not here for me. So I don't trust to jump in just because you look like a whimsical, beautiful mermaid. Once you have me, what if you look like a sea monster? And what mermaids can look like in its evil form? What if you do something to me? Right? And group number 3, you're not wrong for feeling that way. You're not wrong for questioning why somebody wants to be in your life, why somebody wants you, why somebody wants your attention. You're not wrong to feel these waves, okay? However, your spiritual team is saying you are safe. I'm going to say this again. You are actually safe. You're safe. You're safe to surrender to love. You're safe to surrender to all that you want. You're safe to jump. Okay? Because when you jump, prosperity lies ahead. And Taurus is a very grounding energy, so it's beautiful that the Taurus card came up for you guys. The new moon in Taurus is a message that's here. So new beginnings towards prosperity is here. You don't have to worry about the worst happening. You have done the shadow work, or you have accepted things for what it is, and you have been to yourself, but you are safe to take that next step and whatever it is that it means. So whatever that you thought of, you're safe to do it, okay? And if it's not with that person, you're definitely safe to open yourself up to new relationships, new connections, new possibilities. You're safe to do that. Now, the intention card is here as well because this is going to be a beautiful time for you to, again, manifest the things that you want, but you have to surrender and be honest with yourself. So a lot of you are like, I want love, I want to be in a relationship, I want to have these things, but you know what? I don't trust this. I'm scared. I'm not sure. This generation is toxic. What I'm seeing is not adding up to what I want. This is not it. This isn't safe. And you're right. You're right. But that doesn't mean that that's the reality for you. And that doesn't mean that that's going to be your scenario for the rest of your life. Okay? So we have to change our mindset and change what we are thinking and change the vibration. So we can't say that we want love and we want all that is good, but we are not surrendering to just letting God do the rest. We're still not trusting. So what if, let's say, you're that little boy or little girl at the pier and who's telling you to jump in the ocean is God? There's a story about, there's a story in the Bible with Jesus where he was standing on water and he was telling his disciples to walk on water with him. Yes, honey, I do know some stories in the Bible. Yes, I do. So he's standing on water and people are like, I can't walk on water. But Jesus was saying, trust me. Now, some people were actually walking on water with Jesus' guidance, but I believe one of them fell in the water because it's like, you stop trusting in me. You stop having faith in me. So this is the message. The message here is you have to surrender and know that when you fall, you're going to get carried. Someone is going to catch you when you fall, or the divine, the universe is going to catch you when you fall. You're not going to fall into a deep abyss. You're not going to drown. You're not going to harm or hurt yourself because you're safe wherever that you are surrendering to. Whether it be you're surrendering to a person by being open and expressing yourself, you're safe to express it. You're safe to say how this makes you feel because you're actually going to get a very positive response. You're being called to open your heart. The message on the red rose card, it's saying your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed and you'll be met with the true passion that you seek. So this is the card that is showing up for group number 3, the rose. And then you also have a sign from heaven. And even your ancestors from above are telling you that you are safe. And what is being brought to you is safe for you to love, is safe for you to be happy and to not assume the worst. Now, I love this because some of you guys could be grieving or dealing with a loss that you were not expecting. And you're getting a sign from heaven from whoever that this person is. And it feels like a parent or a grandparent or a sister, brother. It's a family member. Definitely saying, I am okay. I am fine. But I want you to be okay. I want you to be well. I want you to heal. So a lot of you are having like a family member connect with you, or someone that you love is connecting with you. For some of you, this is a soulmate connection. For others, this is a family member that I'm feeling very strongly. And it's saying your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you will be all right and you are safe. I need to say this again, you are safe. Group number 3 has dealt with abandonment issues of some sort, have dealt with the pain of not feeling safe, and you are safe. And Taurus energy is all about security and grounding. So for this full moon that's in Taurus coming up this Friday, and if you're watching this outside of this full moon, what you are being called to do is definitely set the intention to manifest stability and safety and comfort. Okay, because we always try to manifest like love, or we manifest money. Manifest security and safety. And what I mean by security, I'm not talking about men in black guarding your door. Even if that's what you want, fine. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying in regards to security is I want to always have a roof over my head. I want to always have food in my fridge. I want to always be thankful that I'm able to pay my bills on time. I want to be able to make a sandwich for myself and be thankful that I'm able to make this sandwich for myself. I want to know that I have the funds to pay my bills. I don't want to worry or struggle. I want to know that my car note is paid. I want to know that I can take care of my kids. I can take care of my family. I can take care of myself. I want to manifest security and stability because I know what it's like to not have. I know what it's like for people to abandon me and to leave me, and I don't have anything and I have to figure it out. So yes, we can manifest money and we can manifest love and we can manifest a partner. But if we're not manifesting and praying for the people to stay, the right type of connections to stay and to stick it through thick and thin, and really show up for you, then everything else doesn't matter because you will have money, but you don't have family, you don't have community, you don't have a tight knit circle. And I feel like a lot of you guys are loners, but a lot of you are also craving having that type of love and support. So manifesting security and stability, manifesting success in all that you touch, and being committed to finishing what you started is a theme for group number 3. So you're safe to do these things. You're safe to love. You're safe to grow. You're safe to explore these sides to yourself. So I want to pull some oracle messages for group number 3. So what are some oracle messages coming in for group number 3? Okay. we have shadow work. So we are also in Scorpio energy, and Scorpio energy is all about addressing the things that trigger you. And if you think about it, you were called to surrender. So what is making you not surrender? Because that's a trigger that's making you not jump in and believing in God and believing in the divine, that everything is going to be okay. So what are the parts of yourself that you have to call out or address so you can be in the energy of surrendering and opening up your heart chakra and receiving the hello from heaven that your family loves you and they are wanting you to be happy? What is holding you back from that? And only you know the answer to that, group number 3, because only you can stop you. Nobody else can stop you. And you're safe to walk into your prosperity and love and bliss. But manifest security, stability, confidence, love. Especially stability. Then we have intuition. Now, a lot of you are going to also be dealing with matters of the heart and maybe emotions or things that were not settled. They're going to be settling itself out, okay? Especially with the intention card here under intuition. And then you receive the universe. This is a divine order that you are being called to trust in God, trust in the divine. Ganesh is asking you to surrender. Trust. It's like you don't trust. And not trusting is not a frequency you want to stay on if you want to bring in these things for yourself. Because whatever that you're scared of, you're going to attract it. You're going to attract what you're scared of, believe it or not. This is why I feel that you need to manifest safety and security. So you are not manifesting what's dangerous. You're safe from that happening ever again because you've manifested protection in all forms and all ways. So even if you don't understand it at that moment and the person just walks away from you, you already set the intention to protect yourself and to have stability and security. So if people are walking out of your life, did you not set the intention for protection and security and stability? Those people or those whoever that walked away, they were going to disturb that. They were going to harm that. Okay? So I would say do the shadow work under this full moon. And by the shadow work, it's just holding yourself accountable. It's just identifying your triggers and why it triggers you when it shouldn't. And no answer is the wrong answer. Another card that's showing up. This is also going to be an important moon for you guys to rest. So because this moon is going to be a doozy for you emotionally, and you could be dealing with emotional conversations this week, or an emotional exchange that's coming towards you, asking you, hey, can you just trust me? The song that I'm hearing is from Alicia Keys. Drake wrote the song for her. If You Ask Me, I'm Ready. Unthinkable, that's the name of the song. The song is called Unthinkable. It's one of my favorite songs that Drake ever wrote. And I listen to the lyrics. Listen to the lyrics. I'm telling you, it's a song where it's like, you have to listen to the lyrics to understand why this is so tied into your message. So under this full moon, rest, take care of yourself. Meditating can be a form of eating your favorite foods by yourself without your phone near you so you're not distracted. It can be taking long bubble baths. It can be just taking care and nourishing and doing for you, right? So that's a vibe that's here. Another message is coming in for group number 2. Authority. Okay. Yeah. Getting down to the bottom of things. Planning on having more for yourself. Authority. Okay. Looking into, I want this for myself. I want that. Or this is what I'm no longer allowing. This is what I'm no longer accepting. I'm setting the intention for better. So group number 3, you're blossoming and your heart chakra needs to blossom. But in order for this to happen and for great things to flow in, you have to surrender. You have to let go. You have to be opened. It's just not going to come to you if you have a closed heart. You have to trust, as hard as that may be, or trust that you are being considered in the divine order and what's going on up there. Your prayers have been heard, right? It's happening. So group number 3, I feel like this full moon is going to be an eye-opening full moon for you in a sense of emotions, stepping into your confidence and believing in yourself. But the biggest message that just stood out to me is surrender, because it's time for you to surrender. Anyway, guys, I hope this message helps you. This lunar eclipse is going to bring in a new cycle. So we're definitely releasing a lot of fear. You're going to be releasing a lot of fear. And with Taurus full moon energy, we're embracing and loving on ourselves and saying that I am deserving of love and I'm no longer afraid or scared to call this upon my life because it is going to make me feel good. So set the intentions to bring in what makes you feel good. Stability and security is what you need to be doing. That could be journaling. That could be speaking aloud and praying under full moon. Make sure you charge your crystals and make your moon water. And group number 3, you're going to be okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. It takes time. And everything I'm saying is not going to happen overnight. But it's a start if you just start at it. Anyways, guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your input. Giving this video a thumbs up or thumbs down. It lets me know if you guys love these videos or not. I will talk to you guys later. Happy full moon and lunar eclipse. Bye.